Well, it's English Tourism Week, which means I'm taking the day to visit some of my favourite tourist attractions in Suffolk and across my constituency here in central Suffolk and North Ipswich. And I think this might just be my absolute favourite. I come here with my kids all the time. I've been coming here for years. It's Framlingham Castle. Also, for a little bit of trivia, the castle on a hill from the famous song by Ed Sheeran. But Framlingham Castle's an amazing place to come. It's 1,000 years old, an amazing history that takes in huge numbers of monarchs and battles and local gentry, and it's got an incredible story behind it. But it's also a fantastic place for people to come when they're visiting Suffolk and visiting the area, but also for people who live here. It's got great shops, it's got a great cafe, it's got a great museum, and it's an absolute asset for our area. And I'm very proud to have it in my constituency. Well, it's the next stop on our Friday of English Tourism Week, and I've come to Easton Farm Park. Now, this is another favourite with my family, a fantastic family business just on the outskirts of Easton Village, right here in the heart of the Suffolk countryside. We all know how hard farming has been in recent generations to stay economical, to stay solvent, to stay profitable. Well, Easton is an incredible example of a farm that's diversified. They've set up a camping site, a glamping site, they've got some great play attractions, they've still got tons of animals for children to come, look at, to feed, to see how a working farm behaves. They've got a wonderful cafe, absolutely tons of fun things to do for families of all ages. It's been a real pleasure to stop by and say hi to Fiona. Her family have been here since the 30s, would you believe it? And it's just an incredible business we are so proud of here in Suffolk. And for those people who are watching this, don't hesitate to go online and book and to come and see the very best of the Suffolk countryside here at Easton Farm Park. So it's our third visit on this Friday of English Tourism Week, and we've come to Needham Lakes, a wonderful spot to come and enjoy some nature, a wonderful cafe, a fantastic playground for kids. And it's given me an opportunity to just think through how important tourism is to our county here in Suffolk. Suffolk's one of the most beautiful parts of England, with rich history, beautiful countryside, culture, and fantastic places to stay. We are, as a result, hugely reliant on people who come here for their holidays, to do some sightseeing, to do some cultural and historical visits. It's a massive source of income, of jobs, investment in our local area, and it allows, naturally, for the economy to grow and for the economy to generate taxes that then go and pay for our public services. So I can't underestimate how important tourism is to us. It's critical for our long-term economic and social well-being. And that's why we're not just celebrating it today, this week, but everything we do in Parliament and here in Suffolk in the constituency with the council is about bigging up our tourism industry and making people aware of the many, many things they can do here. I'm so proud to come from this part of the country because it's one of the most beautiful, and I just want to share it with the rest of the country and the rest of the world, to be honest. So we're on our final stop of this Friday of English Tourism Week, and I'm here with Sue from Milsom's Hotels and Pete from Visit Suffolk. And we're here at this incredibly beautiful and exciting new spa that was only built a couple of years ago at Milsom's, just outside of Ipswich in the heart of Kesgrave. It's emblematic of a wonderful place here in our fantastic county that people can come to. People from outside of Suffolk come visit. People who are based here can come to the spa, go to the restaurant, the cafe, stay here. They've got an incredible venue behind the hotel, and it's really one of the most interesting, exciting businesses we've got locally. Sue, do you want to tell us a little bit more about the hotel, your family, what you've done in the last couple of years to invest in it, to bring more people to the area,
Yes, certainly. So Milsom's Kesgrove Hall was acquired by Hills Building Group, Jonathan Hills and Paul Milsom in 2007. Beautiful property, obviously set in 34 acres of parkland. Originally, Joe was looking at it potentially for a hospital, and then building on the success of Milsom's Dedham, we decided, or the family decided to open the property. So it has 23 rooms in the main house, has the gatehouse, which is a very recent development, which has an additional 4 rooms, but can also be used for exclusive use. And then this spa literally was finished just prior to the pandemic, and then obviously reopened when we came out of lockdown, and has been hugely popular with the local community.
And how's business going at the moment? I mean, we're kind of in the aftermath of COVID, and that was traumatic for everybody in all parts of the economy, not just in the tourist sector. But have you seen things improving, getting better?
Oh, definitely. I think we were very lucky, particularly we've got outside terraces, so through the restrictions of the pandemic, we were able to open when we could be open, as challenging as it was, obviously, to navigate the variances of, policy. And then certainly when we came out of lockdown, there was a real surge, a real inertia for people who had to rebook birthdays, celebrations, weddings, etc. We have a big event venue, the Hangar, which can hold up to sort of 300. So all of those bookings had to then obviously be moved. Inevitably, obviously, Christmas is harvest in the summer. January and February are generally quieter times, but we're also lucky that we're a real spot for the local business community. So we have lots of business awards, the tourism awards, and local businesses, Longfields, Poundgates, lots Larkingown, lots that do their kind of big corporate events, corporate networking, breakfast, etc. So we've got a nice mix of business plus leisure activity.
Fantastic. And tell us quickly what you've got going on in the event space tonight, because you showed us earlier and it's amazing.
Yeah, super exciting. So it's Beertopia. It's our version, our take on the October Beer Festival in Munich. You don't have to travel great distances, obviously, and it's all set up for tonight and tomorrow evening. We've got close to kind of 160 people coming this evening. And on the ticket price, you basically buy a ticket and then can drink as much beer and Prosecco as you like within reason.
Amazing. If I'd known, I'd bought a ticket months ago. Pete, you asked me just before we got here, where do you see tourism in Suffolk at the moment? I'm going to throw that back right at you. Where do you see tourism in East Anglia and Suffolk specifically? Because it's such an important part of our economy and our identity.
Yep.
Are we on the up? What does the future look like?
Well, in fact, visitor numbers are above pre-COVID levels now.
That's amazing.
What we're not seeing so much is the spend. But what we have to also remember is that Suffolk's visitor economy is the largest sector, £2.1 billion a year, and it's the biggest employer. Hugely important to this county, but we can do more. And Milsom's is a great example of that, diversifying, developing and investing in their product, and that's bringing more people here. And a place like this can also help us spread demand seasonally and geographically as well.
And so, if there was a message you can send to people in Westminster at the moment, I know we don't want to get too political, we don't want to get, the spring statement is just around the corner.
Yeah.
But if there was a message you would send on behalf of the visitor economy, businesses, what would that message be?
Well, sadly, if it was political, I would say please defer the increase in NIC, in national insurance contributions. That would be of huge benefit.
Yeah.
Tourism relies on confidence and optimism.
Yeah.
And if business people feel that, they will invest in their product and will improve their product, and we will increase our visitor numbers and increase employment and wealth.
Yeah.
But NIC does not help us.
No, and can I just add to that? Actually, that's exactly what Paul Milsom would have said. The new policy has basically added £180,000 to our bottom line, and of course what happens is that like any business, we have to manage that commercially. It may be that we have to reduce hours, which obviously then impacts individuals. They've got less money, so they've got less money to spend on going out and socialising.
Yeah.
And it's just that negative impact of that kind of hit, because hospitality and tourism is obviously one of the first things that people tend to pull back
Yeah.
on when they're having to watch their
Absolutely.
costs and their
UK Hospitality have just done a survey that suggests that 70% of hospitality businesses will shed jobs this year. That's catastrophic.
Yeah.
Catastrophic for our economy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you to you both. I felt that was a really interesting conversation. It's been a fascinating trip to Milton. Thank you so much,
Pleasure.
Sue.
No,
You've got a
pleasure's
wonderful
welcome you.
hotel. You've got a wonderful business here.
Yeah, so the Milton family should be proud. They're constantly investing, and and here we employ 144 people at this location, which
amazing.
obviously increases through the winter and summer months with part-time students, obviously for events and things.
Gosh, that's
it's
amazing,
good.
isn't it?
No, good to welcome you. Sorry, they're waffling.
Done.
No.
Perfect.
No,
One
great.
hit.